growing up, my parents couldn't like afford a pair of soccer boots for me, so I used to play with these oversized soccer boots. So every time I had the ball, because I knew I couldn't kick it long, I always had to like try to find the short options. And if I couldn't find one, I had to dribble you because I'm not kicking it long.
What's up, Union fans? Welcome back to the DOOP presented by Subaru, our bi-weekly podcast that helps our fans get to know who their favorite players are on and off the pitch. I'm Sage Hurley. Over there we have Mark Evans.
Sage.
And today, 21-year-old centerback from South Africa, Olwethu Makhanya. How you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. I'm glad to have you in here.
All right,
I saw on your story, you did a little Q&A last week on your Instagram story, and I thought, if you're getting your followers to know who you are, we have to make sure the Philadelphia Union fans know as well. And after all, we're almost at the 2-year mark from when you signed with the club. Is it hard to believe you've been here for this long now?
Yeah, I mean, it feels like I've been here for a very long time now, but it's only been just 2 years, and it's been I've been growing throughout,
And like I said, we kind of like to help our fans get to know who our players are off the field. But for you, on the field, 2025 has been a really, really big year. You made your first start and your debut in that first game of the season. What has this year been like for you so far?
I mean, obviously, a lot of positive things have been happening. I've been, growing, on the field and as a person. So I would say so far it's been a really positive year.
And it all started at that game in Orlando.
Yeah, of course.
I remember even in the week building up to it, before we even got on the road, it was match day -2, and you already had a smile across your face. Yeah. I know you were really excited to get going and finally get the opportunity to play at that first team level. What was that week leading up to that first game like for you?
I mean, like during preseason, I feel like I had a really good, preseason, so I was excited for the season to start because, like, I could tell from, like, the friendly games that, I could, like, have, like, an opportunity to start. So I was just, like, excited throughout the whole week. And, like, on match day -2, when, like, the coaches showed the lineup and I saw my name, up on the screen, I was so excited. And then I remember match day -1, I had Andrew Rick in the same room with me. I was just so excited. Like, I even gave him my phone and I told him, like, to take me a video. And I was just hyping myself up and, like, debut tomorrow and all those things. So I was really excited.
So you really don't know until, like, that lineup goes up on that TV screen? Nobody's giving you kind of a heads up heading into it?
Nah, you don't know until, like, match day -2, because, like, it's the first 11 is going to be together and play the other guys. So that's when you actually know,
So you had been here for more than a year at this point, and you had been grinding at the second team level, and Philadelphia Union development is a really big word here, and you were in that process, and the club was getting you ready to take that step. Yeah. What did it take to feel ready to get to that first team level and then see your name finally in the starting 11 and say, I earned this? I
mean, I think the big thing I would say is patience. You had to take, like, a lot of patience and understand, the path that the team was trying to take me in, and understand that I had to, like, kind of prove myself in the second team before I can, play in the first team. So a lot of patience and just hard work and just, waiting for the opportunity.
Is there anything you did on that Orlando game day in the morning to kind of center yourself and get you ready?
Honestly, I called my mom. I had to call my mom, tell, just the whole family to, just pray for me, since I'll be, making my debut and everyone is excited. But, like, unfortunately, they couldn't watch the game because of, like, the time zone and all that,
What is it like for them to watch clips of you do this at this level, even though they're so far away?
I mean, it's a really big thing, for my family, because they know, like, since I was young, I've always wanted to do this, so, every time, like, they get to watch a game or clips, they always, like, call me and, try to hype me and, just tell me to keep going.
So leaving home at 19 years old to move across an ocean, thousands and thousands of miles away from home, what was that like for you, and how did you know that this was the opportunity that you should take?
I mean, honestly, at first, like, I couldn't believe, you know, growing up, I've always, like, had a dream to, one day maybe play overseas, but I didn't, like, believe until I got here, like, the first few days, I was, still processing the whole thing, but, at the same time, it was, like, a great opportunity, but it wasn't, like, an easy one, because, I had to, like, adapt, to a lot of things, to a different team, different environment, culture and all that. But, yeah.
But it seems like you've really started to adapt, especially in the last couple of months. I can see a difference from just from when you started to now, that you're comfortable with the people around you in the city. Do you feel like that?
Yeah. I'm more comfortable now. I think I understand, the people around me, and yeah, I'm used to the place now.
When did you first hear from Philadelphia Union, when you were still over in South Africa?
You mean about like the offer, or just in general?
Just when did you know about the club, and how did you find out that they were looking at you?
So it was like at the end of the season, when the season ended, I had a meeting with my agent, and he told me like the offers that I had, but like I didn't know that they've been like monitoring me like throughout the whole season, and then I found out that they've been like looking at me, since like the middle of the season. My agent just didn't want to tell me about it because they felt as if it would maybe distract me in a way. So yeah, they only like told me at like the end of the season, and then we sat together, like we did some research on the team's history, and then we saw that they've won the Supporters Shield and how they've been recently doing. So yeah.
So you came here, you did everything in the development process to get to the first team level. You made the start, made the debut, had a great couple of first games. Now you've made 9 starts over 14 games. How are you feeling about just playing at this level? Do you feel comfortable in that setting now?
Yeah, I would say I'm comfortable now, because I feel like I'm capable. Like I know that I can play at this level, and I've played a couple of games, so I'm a little bit comfortable. But at the same time, I feel like there's like also a lot of improvement that I still need to make.
Go ahead.
Backtracking, like just a step. Did you get to come and visit before you decided like, oh, I'm coming to Philadelphia? Did you come check it out at all, or were you just like, yep, all right, that sounds good offer, I'm coming to Philly?
Nah, I did not get a chance to come visit first. I just took the offer, and then next thing I was here.
Do you think you would have if you would come and visit and seen Philadelphia first, or you would have been like, okay, this is?
I mean, honestly, I don't think I would have changed my mind, because I just saw the opportunity, and I just thought it was a great one. Yeah.
What were those conversations like with your family about moving so far away from home?
My mom was worried a lot, and I had to talk to her, and tell her, this is a dream for me, because I also had like offers back home, but I just had to make them understand that this is different, this is gonna give me a different exposure, different opportunity, so yeah, I had to sit them down and make them understand that they have to trust me with it. Yeah.
Have they been to visit at all?
Not yet, but they're gonna come later this year.
Nice.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so exciting.
Yeah, I am excited about that.
Are they going to be able to come to a game, do you think?
Yeah, of course. They're gonna stay a couple of months.
Oh, good.
Oh, nice.
That's exciting.
Have you been home at all since you got here?
Yeah. I was home during off season.
Nice.
Yeah.
What's it like to go home after spending a whole season here? What's it like to go back and be able to spend some time with them?
It's very nice, because like when I'm this side, I miss them a lot. So when I'm like back home, we get to catch up, do family stuff, and it's always fun.
What are your favorite things to do with them in South Africa?
So when I go back, normally we'd go to the beach, and we'd do some like family stuff, or maybe go on a little family vacation, just have some time with the family.
Do you have siblings?
Yeah, I do have siblings, 3 siblings.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I have a little brother, a little sister, and a bigger brother.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Do they like to watch your clips and everything?
Yeah. They brag a lot about me. So yeah, like every game, like my little brother will be like, "Yo, can you send me clips from the game?" And I just like, yeah. And then as soon as I send him the clips, he's posting everywhere. Just like,
oh, they're proud.
Yeah, it's like my biggest inspiration right there.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
Do they play soccer as well?
My little brother plays. Yeah.
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 Oh, so he probably thinks you're so cool.
Yeah.
How old is he?
He's 13.
You got to give him a shout out on the podcast. I love it.
Yeah. Shout out to Olwethu Makhanya, my little brother. Yeah.
There we go.
He's going to clip that for.
Yeah, that's right. Show all his friends.
So when you move to another country and you're away from your family, it helps to have some people that you're close with. And you've made some pretty close connections.
Yeah.
One connection that I've noticed is you and Andrew Rick. You already mentioned him at the top of the podcast. Where did that friendship come to be, and how did that begin?
I don't know. Like, I feel like Rick, I don't know, kind of understands me more as a person, and I understand him more, you know. Because, yeah, some of the guys just think I'm crazy, and Rick kind of understands the craziness, and I also understand his craziness. So, yeah, I feel like that just makes the bond, you know, good. So, yeah.
Well, Rick's a goalkeeper. Goalkeepers have to be crazy, so that adds up a little bit. But it's funny, Mark, we were sitting at a team dinner a couple of weeks ago in Texas, and the people at the table, Makhanya and Rick, you guys are roommates, right?
Yeah, we're roommates.
And they're bickering. They come into the dinner bickering, and everyone's like, they're like an old married couple at the dinner. But people say that, don't they?
Yeah, they like teasing us a lot. They tease us a lot.
That's funny.
It's awesome. Is it nice to have people like Rick and other teammates to kind of lean on?
Yeah, it's really nice. It's really nice.
So I was going to ask that. So going into the second team last year, for the most part,
Yeah.
all of those guys are local, homegrown, from the area. They've got their families. Like the first team's maybe a little bit different, right? Because you've got guys from all over the world that come and join, and maybe this is their first time in Philadelphia. But with Union, too, for the most part, all of those guys are local. They've got their brothers, sisters, parents around. Did you find that to be a good thing because you just kind of integrated perfectly with them, or did it make it a little bit tougher because they are all local and you're not?
Yeah, I mean, I would say it made it a little difficult because, like you're saying, they're local, so they have like people to lean on. So for me, like I just had myself, you know, to carry myself, and like even like during game days, like they have people to come watch them, and I'm just there pulling up on my own.
Yeah.
So it's a bit of a challenge.
Sure.
Yeah.
But you've kind of integrated into the young homegrown crowd. Like, because you guys went through Union 2 together and kind of started on this first team journey. Those guys like Frankie Westfield, you were playing with him last year, and now he's a big part of the first team as well. Is it kind of cool to be part of this group they're homegrowns, but they're also the next generation of developmental players that kind of were in that same pathway, same system as you were? Is it cool to like be with them and also be able to like think back on your success last year at the Union 2 level? You guys went to the final, and then now you're all playing together on the first team stage.
Yeah, I mean, it's really cool, you know, because like to see yourself growing, you know, see the people that you work with also growing, and I also remember like on our debuts, like the first game, I was just talking to Frank. I was like, "Yo, bro, we did it in the second team. We're gonna do it, yeah." So it's easier to hype us, you know, and like we understand each other as players. So in the second team, I was playing with Frankie in the back line. So it was like in my debut, it kind of made it easy because I already, you know, knew him as a player and as a person.
Yeah, so it's helpful to have had played with him.
It is very helpful.
That's an interesting kind of way to think about it, because a lot of these guys, they kind of were in that group that had a lot of success, and now at the first team level. So you talk about that debut. Is that your favorite moment of the season, or do you have a favorite moment of the season so far otherwise?
I would say my favorite moment of the season has to be the third game against New England. There was 3 points away from home, got a clean sheet, and did some really cool moves as well.
I knew you were going to say that one. That's why I asked the question.
Yeah, so yeah, that game was like, yeah, the best so far.
So you make some pretty major runs in the game sometimes, some They're pretty impressive.
Very.
And it's not just that game. A couple of games this season, there's been moments that were super impressive from you that are like the one in New England where you pretty much stiff-armed 3 people, got past them all. That was one of my favorite plays from anyone the entire season that really stood out to me. Where does that come from? Because it's not really always typical for a center back to do things like that.
I feel like just in the game, like as I'm playing, like my confidence just, kind of builds up, and at moments like that, I kind of like read the game and I say like, okay, this is like the perfect time to step, and then my confidence is already, high, so I just step in, and as a player, you know what you can do and what you cannot do, so I try to do the stuff that I can do, and then, it's just like in the moment in the game, Are you
encouraged to do that? Like, does Bradley say, like, when you get that opportunity, go do it because you can do it? Or is it like, whoa, come on, Makhanya, come on back?
I mean, what Coach Bradley encourages is like defending forward, like stepping in front of the players. So what happens when you do that, like sometimes you step in and you win the ball because like everything is happening so quickly, you're not sure what to do with the ball, and there's already an opponent in front of you. So you just, try to work yourself around the opponent. And but not the whole dribbling.
Yeah,
he likes the stepping in on these.
Well, you don't always some players don't always have that kind of confidence for when they do win the ball to drive it right up the field. Do you think that has anything to do with the soccer you played when you were younger? I know you mentioned in your Q&A on your story you were really into street soccer and futsal when you were younger.
Yeah, I think it really has to do with that, because I feel like I played a lot of street soccer, so there's like a lot of 1v1s in the streets. And I also have another funny story about it, because growing up, I used to my parents couldn't like afford a pair of soccer boots for me, so I used to play with these oversized soccer boots. So when you play like with oversized boots, you can't really kick the ball long. So every time I had the ball, because I knew I couldn't kick it long, I always had to like try to find the short options. And if I couldn't find one, I had to dribble you because I'm not kicking it long. So
that's crazy. So what we're doing, Sage, wrong in this country is we're giving kids the shoes that are too small for their feet, and we're not learning how to dribble properly and do the creative side of things. Interesting.
And that's got to be cool for you to think that some of your upbringing and the way that you learned soccer and the way that you became good at it is now reflecting at this massive stage that is Major League Soccer. Is that hard to wrap your head around at all?
I mean, not really. It kind of makes me understand that, like, some things happen for a reason. Like, all the stuff that I had to go through, like not being able to wear the right size soccer boots, actually, made me the player I am today. So it's good to look back and be like, oh, that had to happen for this to happen. So it's a really good feeling.
Is that kind of how you think about things in your life?
Yeah, almost everything.
Really?
Yeah, even like when I'm going through something, I try to like, understand. Like I don't question why is it happening to me. I just be like, I'll find out later why this had to happen.
That's a very mature approach.
Yeah.
Have you always been like that?
Not always. Not always.
So when you were a young kid growing up, how did you get interested in soccer in the first place?
I started playing soccer at a very young age, but street soccer though. It was like, it's just a thing that I did that just made me happy. And every time I played as a young kid, it was like one of those things where I used to get like a lot of people, kind of praising me or just like, telling me that I'm doing good. So it's a thing that gave me like a really good feeling. So yeah, that's why I played it a lot, because I felt good every time I played.
And when you were younger, soccer was a massive thing in South Africa. The World Cup was in 2010. Yeah. I know you were pretty young at that time, but do you remember any of that at all?
Yeah, I do remember a little bit. Just the city being really busy. That's all. But like, unfortunately, I couldn't really watch the games because, like you're saying, I was really young, and at that time, I kind of felt as if it was just normal. But if I knew that the World Cup doesn't always, come to your country like that, I feel like I would have almost watched all the games.
So when did you start really getting an interest in soccer, like watching the games and being serious about it and kind of pursuing it as your career?
Thing it when I joined this academy back home. There's an academy called Black Leopards. I joined the under 15s, you know, so it wasn't the game just started being more like I started like learning more about the game, so I had to, you know, start watching games to, you know, to reflect on how I play and look at how the pros play. So yeah, that's when I like really started watching games and then started having all these players that I look up to.
Who were your players that you looked up to when you were younger?
Makhanya, yeah, PSG centerback, Ramos, and yeah, Virgil van Dijk. Those are like the top three.
Hey, big Verge. That's what we like to hear, right, Sage?
We love him. So when you were younger, did you ever think that there would be moments like the video that got millions of views of you bodying Messi?
I never thought of that. And even like today when I think about it, it's just all crazy because, you know, growing up, everyone was like we were watching Messi, like the greatest player in the world. Like I never thought I'd one day share a field with him.
And then when a moment like that comes and you're put up against a really world-class player and you lock in and you're in game mode and you're aggressive and you're doing what you have to do, and then that gets clipped and the entire world is watching that clip.
Yeah.
What was that like for you?
It was crazy because I remember after the game, we flew back to Philly, so I was sleeping, and then when I woke up, switched on my phone, and I had all these messages. People were like texting me. I'm like, what's going on? And like as soon as I go on Instagram, the video is there. I'm like, oh my god. I was like, yeah. Like people were like, yeah, really happy back home. Be like, yeah, you know, standing your ground against the greatest, and like, yeah, it was crazy.
It was a cool feeling, though.
Yeah, it was cool.
So, growing up in South Africa, Bradley is also from South Africa. When you have a coach coming in from your country, obviously there's a lot of change and you don't really know what to expect when a new coach comes into the building. But knowing that you guys have something in common, was that a little bit of comfort for you at the start of the season, before preseason?
Honestly, not that, because it's South African. I just felt like as soon as I had that there'll be a new coach and all that and new stuff, that kind of just, you know, click a bell in my head that okay, this is like a clean slate, so it's like a great opportunity for everyone to raise their hand. So I knew that, you know, I had to take it with both hands and come pre-season, and then only to find out that he's a great human being. So yeah.
It feels like there's a new culture and a new vibe that he and his staff are bringing to the trainings, to the annex. It's even permeated into the locker room, and there's a kind of a new upbeat spirit going on. Can you tell me a little bit about that and what it's looked like for you?
I mean, you know, the team has grown to be to understand each other a little better, and we just more like a family now. And I feel like it's because of all the things that we do, you know, together. You know, we're now able to do things, you know, off the field. So we don't just meet just to play soccer. You know, we did something like during preseason, where we were like sat in a room and everyone was just talking about their whys, like why do you play this game, like where do you come from, what's your story. So I feel like that kind of builds like a connection. You know, like we understand each other a little bit more now, and yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Do you think things like that, like talking with each other, and then moments like going go-karting and doing fun things that you still bring out your competitive spirit and your personality, it's off the field, do you think that's led to the success that this team has had this year?
Definitely, because I mean, you know, we have fun together, then we're able to suffer together, so I feel like that has helped us to grow together as a team.
I talked to Chuchu a couple weeks ago, and he said this year it feels like a bunch of friends being happy with the soccer ball.
True.
And I thought that was such an interesting quote. Is that what it feels like?
Yeah, it really feels like that. Like, I mean, everyone like is enjoying the game, you know, everyone is enjoying the game. The coaches, they're able to make you feel like very welcomed and valuable in the team. So it's a good feeling.
But what comes first? Because obviously it helps that we're winning, right? It helps that you guys are winning a ton of games, and that leads to the positive vibes, right?
Yeah.
But you have to have the positive vibes to play better and to play better as a team. So what do you think kind of came first? Was it the preseason of the positive vibes that then kind of led to points and wins and stuff like that?
I mean, honestly, at first I would say it's obviously business. Like we first have to understand why we're here, and we have to, do what we came here for, But at the same time, if you're gonna do that, while you kind of enjoying it, it makes it easier. So, yeah, I would say, business comes first, but also having fun with it, it's like it makes it easier.
And then when you're winning at this level, and this is one of the best starts in club history,
Yeah.
it has to be something cool to be a part of.
Yeah.
That has to help with the culture as well, because not only were you guys close from the start,
Yeah.
then going forward you find the success, and it kind of just makes it better and better as time goes, it seems.
Yeah, it does, because, you kind of see that it's working, and so it makes you want to do it more. So, yeah, we're just trying to keep it consistent and just keep, supporting each other, and all that.
So we're at about the halfway point of the season. What do you think your group needs to do together off the field and on the field to continue to perform at this level through the next 17 MLS games?
Team is doing really good right now, and I feel like because like as professional, we all know that there's like always room for improvement. So right now we've done what we can do. We need to like find out what else that we need to improve in. So if like I like personally as a player, look into my game and find the small details, the small areas that I can improve in. I feel like if everyone does that and we do it collectively as a team, that's gonna help us go throughout the season.
Like I said, we're halfway through the season. We're also halfway through the podcast. So we're going to take a quick break for this commercial, and we'll be back. We'll be back with some questions from fans. They had a lot for you.
Yeah.
So we'll get to those soon. At Concordville Subaru, we have a lot in common with the roster of the Philadelphia Union. There's no I in team. There's no I in Subaru either. Leave it all on the pitch, leave your keys with us, and go enjoy our comfortable service waiting area. Subaru and local Subaru retailers, like Concordville Subaru, are proud to support the Philadelphia Union. This means we're supporting Union players on the pitch and Union fans on the road with regular maintenance, test drives, and finding that perfect vehicle. Visit Concordville Subaru today. Learn more at ConcordvilleSubaru.com.
Subaru has teamed up with the Philadelphia Union and Greater Philadelphia area Subaru retailers to make a difference in our community and at Subaru Park. Together, we've helped hundreds of pets get adopted at the stadium. At Subaru Park, we've grown and donated thousands of servings of fresh organic produce to area food banks and helped give kids in our community access to the game they love. Together, Subaru and the Philadelphia Union are making a difference. Subaru, more than a car company.
We're back and we have questions, but we talked a lot about who you are on the field. But we want to know who Makhanya is when you take off the boots. Mark, I know you have some questions for him.
I do, because I heard you were into DJing.
Yeah.
Talk to us about it. How do you do it like out in clubs or anything, or you just do it at home or in the locker room?
Nah, it's just a setup that I have at home. So thing is like, because I just train like a few hours a day, so when I go back home, I just have so much time. So it's just a thing that I just like decided to purchase and just play around with. So yeah, and because I also like my music, so I just use it to like create like playlists and all that. So
who's your favorite artist?
At the moment, I would say it's Ghana.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a rapper.
Yeah.
You know him?
No. Nope. But I was gonna act like I did.
Yeah, you're close.
Yeah.
You're slick.
Yep.
So when did you first get into actually getting on the ones and twos?
I don't think they still call it that. I don't think they still call it that, Sage.
I mean, I've had it for a couple of months now.
But it was once you got here. It wasn't you weren't
Yeah,
like
it's
doing that at home.
once I got here, just because I used to have free time. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Do they ever let you play the music in the locker room?
Yeah, sometimes. Honestly, in the locker room, it honestly depends with who got on the aux first. But everyone gets to play.
Everyone gets their chance.
Yeah, but if you have good taste of music, then
Who doesn't?
uh,
That's what this pod is for, outing your teammates.
there's a couple of guys.
Like something tells me Andrew Rick doesn't have a good.
At number one, that's
Yeah,
me.
I thought that's where you would go.
His taste is just, I don't know. And then Mike, and
Mike Sheridan?
yeah, and Mbaizo. I don't know. It depends. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. But yeah, that's like the top three, honestly.
Okay, so what else are you doing outside of soccer when you go home with all your free time?
I don't really do much. If I'm not doing anything related to football, I'm probably just chilling at home, playing games. I like to take some walks because I don't want to be in the house for like the whole day. And then I'm just maybe reading a book or just a phone call with my mom and my siblings.
Cooking? Do you cook?
Maybe twice a month.
So what else are you doing to eat?
I always order on Uber Eats, honestly, but I wanna stop that.
We're going to start getting in the kitchen?
Yeah.
All
I
right.
wanna learn how to cook.
There you go.
That's a new project for you. You can DJ a little bit, put on some tunes.
Yeah, put on
get
some
out the
music, start
pan.
cooking.
Yeah.
Is there any food that you miss from home?
Definitely. There's food that we eat back home. It's called pop. I don't know what you guys call it, but I've never seen it here in the US. Coach Bradley once, I don't know where he got it, but during after preseason, he got me like a package of pop, like 1 kg, and yeah.
What is it?
Oh my God, it's like I don't know how to explain it honestly, but it's like.
Is it a
Sorry.
snack? Is it a dessert?
Is
It's
it
like
meat?
it's like a meal. It's like a meal. You have
Okay.
to have like a stew on the side and
Yeah.
then have it on the side. So yeah,
And that's your favorite?
that's my favorite.
Does your mom make it for you back at home?
Yeah, she does. But when I'm back home, that's not really my favorite. My favorite food is dumplings.
Ooh.
Yeah, so that's what my mom normally makes for me when I'm back when I come back home.
So you got to learn from her how she's making the dumplings. And you start making them here.
I'll try.
Dumplings seem like a labor of love.
It
that
does
seems like it's
not
difficult.
seem that easy, but it could be.
Next thing you know, Makhanya's coming in with dumplings and
I'll
surprising
try
us all.
them. I'll try them. I won't try them first. I'll let you try it first, Sage, but
I volunteer.
I'll try it.
All right, so we got some questions from the fans, and I think you're going to like the first couple because they're very complimentary of you. They have to do with your fashion.
Oh, nice.
You're a stylish guy, Exhibit A. Game days, you always come in some pretty cool outfits. Aaliyah Annam wants to know, what is your inspiration for your pregame fits?
Honestly, when it comes to the fits, I just like to keep it simple. I just I don't like wearing too many colors, so just 2-3 colors, and then I just like to keep it simple, and then it just happens to look good in people's eyes, I guess.
Mandolin wanted to know, where did you get your sense of style? Have you always been stylish or had an interest in fashion?
I think it's influenced by the music that I listen to, like the artists. I listen to a lot of hip hop and R&B, and so I think it's influenced by that. That's what most of the artists wear.
Do you have a favorite walk-in outfit from this year so far?
You weren't going to give Lauren Ryan her
Sorry,
shout out.
Lauren Ryan wants to know, what was your favorite walk-in outfit this year?
My favorite outfit. I would say the last one, when I was wearing all white, white shorts, a white shirt, and just white Air Forces. Yeah.
All white for summertime.
Yeah.
We had to get Lauren a shout out there. She's a friend of the program.
She asks a lot of questions.
Cool.
Shout out Lauren Ryan.
All right, so this one is about the Bridge Brigade. Taking it back to last year with Union 2. What are your thoughts on the Bridge Brigade and them screaming your name every time you touch the ball?
Honestly, it's a good feeling, you know. Yeah, it hypes me a lot, you know, knowing that, you know, like when you're in the field and there's people screaming your name, you know, it kind of hypes you, and they give you like more reason to even go harder. So
it was a little different though with Union 2, right? Because there's not as many people in the stands, so you can literally hear everything they're saying.
Yeah, them, yeah.
Good or bad, probably. Vince from the Bridge Brigade wants to know, what was your favorite memory of the Union 2 season last year?
Favorite moment last season? Let me see. I think it was the game against New York Red Bulls. I think we got like 3 points away from home, and it was like after a long stretch of game where we couldn't get a win. So yeah, it was a good feeling, and there was also like a couple of our fans in the stadium there. So to get that win after like that long stretch without winning, has to be the one.
Those Bridge Brigade fans, they travel.
They travel and they love their Union 2 players.
And they love kazoos.
And shoes.
And shoes.
Yeah.
They take their shoes off. It's the best. It's awesome.
Yeah, awesome guys.
I like when they wear your first team jersey. Some of them, I think someone wears a Makhanya one like backwards.
Oh yeah.
So on the front it says Makhanya.
Yeah.
I've seen that before. I don't know who's wearing it, but I noticed.
All right, so moving away from home, Z and Iswa Kitty wants to know, how was it having someone from home last year to support you? So I noticed this when you first signed last year. Last year. There was a ton of support from people from South Africa on all of the social channels. Did you see any of that? Did that kind of hit home for you a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, I've met a couple of them in the stadiums, and yeah, it's really good to have them, you know, to know that they're supporting me, because I mean, there was this one game, I think we were playing in Toronto, and then I had someone call me from the fans calling me Olwethu, and I was just warming up on the side, so they were like really close. I swear I thought it was my mom. I was like,
really? No
way, she's here. And then when I turn around, it's just it's another. And
it was
lady.
disappointing. Yeah, it wasn't.
Like, and I went out to her, but like I was really happy. She called me, and then I had a chat with her.
That's cool.
Okay, I don't.
Some of these are getting. I don't know what the last one I said. I don't know what that name is.
So we're gonna not try to pronounce this, but it'll come up on the screen. Someone asked, in a different country, what keeps you going during tough times?
What keeps me going through tough times? I mean that goes back to my why, like, you know, why I do everything. I feel like my family, my mom especially, that's what keeps me going. Like, you know, I've promised myself that I want to give her a better life, you know, because I don't come from a lot, and so growing up I've seen my mom, you know, do a lot of things, you know, for me. I've seen her work really hard, you know, just to make sure that, you know, we're okay. So that's what keeps me going. Like, even through tough times, I just need to remind myself that, you know, I'm not just doing it for me, but for my family.
So when you say your why is your family?
Yeah, my why is my family.
And to be able to do this for them, does that make you feel something, to be able to support them?
Yeah, it's a really good feeling. It's really good. It's my purpose. They're my purpose. So yeah.
So this question came in, and it was actually one I was thinking of before when we were talking about when did you get into soccer as a kid. What other sports are kind of the more popular sports in South Africa? And I thought cricket was one of them. And one of the questions that came in was, who's your favorite cricketer of all time?
Honestly, I don't know much about cricket. I don't know one player.
I don't either.
I don't really know much about cricket in general.
That's one of the more popular sports in South Africa as well?
It's one of the most popular.
And rugby?
Yeah, and rugby.
You never played either of those?
Nah, it's always just been football.
Were you always tall?
Nah, not really. Not until I was like doing like grade 10.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been just average till then.
So Cranjus McBasketball.
Oh, another friend of the program.
I didn't write it down on the card, but this was another amazing question. She asks questions every time, and her questions are really good. Have you always been a center back in soccer?
Nah. I've played number 6 before. So what happened that made me a center back is that one day I went to go attend soccer trials back home. So when I got there, I only found out that they were just looking for a center back. Like they already had signed players for other positions. So the only spot that was left was like center back. So I had to just change from them, be like, okay, I'm a center back. So they actually gave me the trials, and I played at center back, and then it was like my first ever successful trial.
That's
so
awesome.
I was like, oh, okay, then I might just be a center back if it's gonna give me if it's gonna get me the job. So yeah, I started playing center back, and yeah, I used to get a lot of people saying that I'm a good center back. Then I was like, okay, maybe now I have to be a center back, and then from there I've been a center back.
How old were you?
I was 14.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So that's probably why you feel so comfortable on the ball, right? Like it wasn't always,
Yeah.
that was a little bit more of a thing you did as a 6.
Yeah, it could be that, yeah.
That's exactly what Cranjus McBasketball said. Her question went a little longer. She said, have you always been a center back? Because those techie runs tell me otherwise. So
There you go.
she noticed.
We got to the bottom of it. If you could change one thing about your career, what would it be? Or if the answer is nothing.
If I could change anything. Nah, I can't think of anything, honestly.
It's a good thing.
Yeah, it is a good thing. No regrets.
Alex Otto 12 wants to know, favorite memory so far at the Union?
I've already answered that one.
Even like, it doesn't have to be a game.
Yeah, oh, okay. I would say during preseason, when we went to, what's this thing called? It's like in a room, you have to like find the key.
Escape the room.
Escape the room.
Yeah.
That was fun. We were stuck in a room with the guys, and I've never been in that situation with them, so it was like, that was fun.
Were you nervous you weren't going to get out?
I mean, I knew like eventually they would help us out, but yeah, everyone wanted to win that as well.
Who was on your team?
I had Juju, I had Pops, I also had Andrew.
Wait, who's Pops?
Sal
Oliver.
Oh.
Yeah, and I also had Eddie Davis.
What a crew.
Yeah. Well, I also had David. Yeah.
Yep.
He was doing his own things. Yeah. Yeah.
That's funny.
That's awesome. I don't know if I would want to be stuck in there.
No.
I mean, we were the last team to come out. So it was bad. Yeah.
Who is the hardest to defend in training?
The hardest to defend.
You're going to be gassing somebody up a little bit here, probably.
It's Bruno. For me, it's Bruno. Like he's so strong. He's like the hardest because he knows how to like hold the ball down, protect it, and all that. So like, and he's really strong. He's like the toughest. And like if you give him like any small space, he's gonna punish you because he's real good at also at scoring.
All right. Do you have any, Amy Rose 0613, do you have any habits or rituals before a game?
Well, on match days, like I kind of wake up a little later than usual because I want to like sleep throughout so that my body feels good. And then when I wake up, I like to take a walk and just get the fresh air and just prepare my mind for the game, and then go back in my apartment and stretch a little bit and order some chipotle.
That's your pregame meal?
Yeah. Order chipotle and listen to music and maybe read a few pages, and shower and then head to the stadium.
What's the Makhanya Chipotle order? Is it the same thing every time?
Yeah, it's the same thing.
Which is?
It's white rice and it's chicken, and then it has corns and what's this, tomatoes, and then guac. It's basic, it's simple.
Yeah, it's simple
I want
but
that right now.
effective.
That sounds great.
What is the best place you've traveled to with the team so far? Maybe like coolest city, but also second question, maybe like coolest stadium or hardest environment.
Or like within the years?
Yeah. Or at home.
I mean, Spain was fun, but if you're like asking like within the years, I would say Canada is also really nice. Yeah, but
Toronto.
Yeah, Toronto.
Toronto's one of my favorite cities.
It's one of my
in
favorite
MLS.
MLS cities as well.
It's really nice. There's this other one is it Disney World?
Oh, yeah.
Orlando.
Orlando, yeah.
I saw you walking around Disney Springs the night before the game.
I took a lot of pictures there. Yeah, with the guys. We were just going around taking pictures and doing stuff.
Are you a Disney guy? Do you like Disney?
When I was little, yeah.
I could tell you were excited for the game the next day because you're a soft-spoken guy. You're a little bit quiet and reserved. But I was walking around Disney Springs, and you, like, he said something, like, made fun of me or something. I was like, Makhanya's, like, ready to go tomorrow.
He knew he was about to start tomorrow. He was in Disney. He was jacked up.
Yeah, I was excited.
I could tell.
I don't know where in Philadelphia you necessarily live, but what's your favorite restaurant in Philadelphia that everyone should go to that you go to, other than Chipotle?
Thing is, I've been to so many restaurants, like I don't even remember what they called, but I know I like a steakhouse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hard to beat.
That being said, I'm starving. But that's all we have for this episode. Thank you for coming on. We had a great time.
Of course.
Union fans, we'll see you in the stadium real soon. Have a good one.